Alright, so right now I have the 4K TN panel next to this IPS 2560 by 1440 panel. The UHD panel right here, as you can see, looks pretty small. I've got the same window open in both browsers, so let's go ahead and drag that browser over to the IPS 2560 panel. I'm going to do that right now, and let's see what that looks like. Look at how much larger that is on the 2560 by 1440 panel versus the UHD panel. Again, same screen size, same display. So you're wondering, and a lot of people are, what is wrong with UHD panels? Well, this is a TN panel, and you can look at it from here and see that it looks pretty good. But if we go ahead and move up like this, you can see some color shifting, and it darkens a little bit at the top. And again, we'll do that from the bottom. If we move this down to a lower angle, you'll see the same sort of performance. The monitor for a TN panel looks way better than you would expect for any other TN panel, but color accuracy is a little bit iffy if you aren't directly in front of the panel itself. Also, it does shift as you move right and left and up and down. On the IPS display, if I go ahead and do the same sort of test, here I am up high and here I am down low, you'll notice that there isn't really any color shifting at all. The IPS panel performs much better than the TN panel in that sort of application. Again, here's the IPS, here's the TN panel. This is 4K, this is 2560 by 1440. This isn't a bad panel at all, and I've used this for a long time. And this panel isn't bad either, but there is some color accuracy issues. So if you're trying to grade on this 4K panel, you might want to keep that in mind. You might want to have some kind of finishing monitor or something like that. If you're working in 1080p, it's pretty easy to get a nice IPS 1080p panel in order to finish your grade on. For workspace area and editing, this 4K panel is pretty freaking sweet. The other thing I will note, as I've got this aimed at the panel, is that you'll notice my icons are a little bit bigger than normal. I've actually expanded this to 110% so that I can read it at normal distance. If you don't do that, it's going to be kind of hard to see what's going on in a lot of these because the text is so small. Even expanded, the text is nice and sharp, but if you have this at 100% as opposed to 110%, you're going to need your glasses, or you're going to need to be really close to the monitor in order to read everything properly. So keep that in mind if you want to use the entirety of all of the pixels. Anyway, that's a look at the Samsung UHD panel, and that is a comparison to a normal IPS panel. Hopefully that helps you guys decide if you are looking at either the Samsung or the new Asus.